a common vision and are willing to work together to achieve something extraordinary.
Yeah. But building a great team culture, that's easier said than done, right?
Yeah.
What are some specific things that founders can do to create that kind of environment?
Well, Teal suggests that it starts with aligning everyone around a shared mission, something that goes beyond just, making money. It's about creating a sense of purpose, a belief that you're building something that truly matters.
It's like finding that North Star that guides everyone's actions and decisions.
Exactly. And once you have that shared mission, it's crucial to foster open communication, transparency, and a culture of trust.
So it's not about, top-down control or rigid hierarchies. It's about creating a space where everyone feels empowered to contribute their ideas and perspectives.
Precisely. And that requires leaders who are, willing to listen, to empower their team members, and to create a culture where everyone feels valued and respected.
It's about fostering that sense of belonging, that feeling that you're all in this together working towards a common goal. But even with a great team and a clear mission, you still need to get your message out there, right? You need to convince people that what you're building is worth their time and attention.
Yeah, this is where Teal talks about the importance of crafting a compelling narrative, a story that captures people's imaginations and makes them believe in your vision.
So it's not just about listing, features and benefits. It's about connecting with people on an emotional level, telling story that resonates with their values and aspirations.
Exactly. And that story, it should be authentic, believable, and aligned with, your company's mission and values.
It's about finding that sweet spot between, inspiration and reality.
Right.
Painting a picture of a better future that people can believe in and get excited about, but also being transparent about the challenges and the hard work involved in getting there.
Precisely. And a compelling narrative, it's not just important for attracting customers, it's also crucial for, recruiting top talent, securing funding from investors, and building those lasting relationships with, partners and stakeholders.
It's about creating that shared belief,
Yeah.
that sense of excitement and momentum that propels a company forward. But even with a great story and a passionate team, you still need to figure out how to get your product or service into the hands of customers.
Right.
You need to master the art of distribution.
And as we discussed earlier, Teal is, adamant that distribution is just as important as the product itself. He challenges that myth that if you build it, they will come, arguing that you need to actively find and cultivate distribution channels.
He even uses that humorous analogy from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy to illustrate this point, highlighting the importance of those often overlooked salespeople on the B ship.
Exactly. And he emphasizes that, distribution is not just about spending money on advertising or hiring a large sales force. It's about understanding your target market, identifying those channels where they're most likely to be found, and crafting a distribution strategy that aligns with your overall business goals.
So it's about finding those leverage points.
Yeah.
Those key channels that can unlock, explosive growth rather than trying to be everywhere at once.
Precisely. And it often requires a willingness to experiment, to test different approaches, and to adapt your strategy as you learn more about, your customers and the market.
This reminds me of another concept that Thiel discusses, the power law of distribution. He argues that just like venture capital returns, the effectiveness of different distribution channels is not evenly distributed.
That's right. He suggests that, most businesses, they fail to get even one distribution channel to work really well, while a few find that one magical channel that unlocks that exponential growth.
So it's not about trying every marketing tactic under the sun. It's about focusing your efforts on finding that one key that unlocks the door to a vast and eager market.
Exactly. And that often requires a deep understanding of, your target customer, their needs, their behaviors, and the channels where they're most likely to engage with your brand.
It's about being strategic, data-driven, and constantly adapting your approach as you learn what works and what doesn't. But finding that one magical distribution channel, that's only part of the challenge, right? You also need to figure out how to scale your business, how to grow sustainably without, sacrificing quality or losing sight of your core mission.
That's where Teal gets into the complexities of scaling. And he offers some valuable insights into, how to navigate this often turbulent phase of company growth.
He emphasizes that scaling is not just about, growing bigger. It's about It's about growing smarter.
Right.
It's about building systems and processes that can handle, increased demand.
Without compromising the things that made your company successful in the first place.
Exactly. It's about finding that balance between maintaining the agility and innovation of a startup while also developing the operational efficiency and organizational structure of a larger company.
So it's about, evolving your culture, your systems, your processes as you grow, but without losing sight of those core values and that entrepreneurial spirit that drove your early success.
Precisely. And that requires leaders who can, adapt to change, empower their teams,
Yeah.
and make strategic decisions that balance short-term needs with long-term goals. So we've talked about, understanding your market, building a strong team culture, crafting a compelling narrative, and navigating the complexities of distribution and scaling. These are all, crucial elements of building a successful company. But they also raise a fundamental question. What kind of leadership is needed to bring all these elements together?
That's a great question, and it's one that Thiel addresses directly when he talks about the the founder's paradox.
Oh, yes, the founder's paradox. We touched on this a bit earlier, but I'd love to explore it further. Thiel argues that successful founders, they often possess this unique set of characteristics, a combination of traits that might seem, contradictory or even paradoxical.
Exactly. They can be, brilliant and eccentric, visionary and pragmatic, charismatic and demanding, all at the same time. And these seemingly contradictory qualities, they can actually be their greatest strength, allowing them to see the world differently, to challenge conventional wisdom, and to make bold decisions that others might, shy away from.
So it's not about fitting a particular mold or following a prescribed path. It's about embracing your own unique strengths, even those that might seem, unconventional or even a bit crazy at times.
Precisely. And Thiel argues that this willingness to embrace the unconventional, to think differently, and to challenge the status quo, it's essential for building companies that truly push the boundaries of what's possible.
So think Richard Branson, who's not afraid to take risks and push the limits of what's considered normal, or Elon Musk, who seems to defy categorization with his audacious vision and relentless drive.
These are founders who don't just follow the rules, they rewrite them. They create their own, paths, their own realities, and they inspire others to do the same.
They're not just building companies, they're building movements.
Right.
Shaping industries and changing the world in profound ways.
Mm-hmm.
But this brings up another, important question. In a world that's increasingly driven by technology, where does human ingenuity fit into the equation?
That's a great question, and it's one that Thiel addresses directly when he talks about the relationship between man and machine.
Now, I'm curious to delve into this topic further. It seems like there's a lot of fear and anxiety around the rise of AI and automation. Some people worry that machines will eventually replace human workers altogether, leading to widespread unemployment and social unrest.
I think those concerns are understandable, but Thiel, he offers a more nuanced perspective. He challenges the idea that computers are, going to replace humans entirely, arguing that they're actually tools that can complement and enhance our capabilities, not substitutes for human ingenuity and creativity.
So it's not a battle of man versus machine, but rather a story of how we can harness the power of technology to augment our own abilities and achieve things that wouldn't be possible otherwise.
Exactly. He emphasizes the distinct strengths of each. Humans excel at things like intentionality, decision-making, and navigating those complex social situations, while computers, they're masters of data processing, efficiency, and speed.
So instead of fearing the rise of the machines, we should be asking how we can work alongside them, how we can leverage their strengths to amplify our own and solve problems that have long seemed intractable.
Precisely. Thiel even suggests that the gains from working with computers, they can be far greater than the gains from traditional trade with other humans.
Yeah.
We get all the benefits of a hyper-specialized trading partner without the competition for resources.
So in a sense, computers can be our allies, our collaborators in pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
That's a great way to put it. It's about shifting our mindset from seeing technology as this threat to embracing it as this powerful tool for amplifying human potential.
This brings up another area where technology is playing an increasingly important role.
Yeah.
The clean tech industry. We talked earlier about Tesla as an example of a company that successfully applied the 0 to 1 principles to a challenging and complex sector. But what about the broader clean tech landscape? What are some of the key challenges and opportunities that entrepreneurs are facing in this space?
That's a great question, and it's one that Thiel addresses directly when he analyzes the clean tech bubble and the lessons that we can learn from both its successes and its failures.
Now, I'm curious to hear more about this. The clean tech industry has seen its share of ups and downs over the past decade or so. What are some of the key insights that Thiel offers into why some companies have succeeded while others have struggled?
Well, he starts by pointing out that the clean tech sector it's inherently challenging. It's capital intensive. It often requires long development cycles, and it's subject to regulatory uncertainties and political headwinds.
So it's not for the faint of heart. It takes a certain kind of entrepreneur, a certain level of grit and determination to succeed in this space.
Absolutely. And Thiel argues that one of the biggest mistakes that